Do you ever wonder how much time our planet has left? It's a chilling question, isn't it? Yet it's one we must confront as we stand at the precipice of a crisis unlike any we've faced before. A crisis that is transforming the very world beneath our feet and above our heads. We live in a world that's growing warmer by the day, a world where the Earth's temperature has risen by more than 1 degree Celsius over the past century alone. That might not sound like much, but this seemingly small shift is having a monumental impact on our planet. From the icy realms of the Arctic and Antarctic, we are witnessing an unprecedented melting of our ice caps. Once mighty glaciers, stalwart sentinels of the polar regions, are vanishing at an alarming rate, and as they recede, they leave behind not only barren landscapes, but also rising sea levels that threaten to submerge low-lying regions and islands. These aren't mere hypotheses or alarmist predictions. They are the hard, incontrovertible facts agreed upon by the overwhelming majority of the world's climate scientists. It's a consensus that has emerged from mountains of data, from decades of research, and from countless models of Earth's complex climate system. But perhaps the most alarming part of this crisis is that it's largely of our own making. We, the human species, through our relentless burning of fossil fuels, deforestation, and pollution, have accelerated the natural processes of climate change to a pace that the Earth and the countless forms of life it supports struggle to adapt to. Our actions have set in motion a chain of events that, if left unchecked, could lead to a fundamentally different world. A world where our coastal cities are inundated by rising seas, where our fertile farmlands turn to dust, and where countless species lose their habitats and their lives. The Earth is in peril and the clock is ticking. We stand on the brink of a future we have the power to shape. The question is, will we rise to the challenge? But how did we arrive at this critical point? This question may seem complex, but the answer is straightforward. Us. Yes, human activities have significantly accelerated the pace of climate change. Let's start with deforestation. Forests, nature's own carbon dioxide filters, are disappearing at an alarming rate. Picture this. An area the size of a football field is cleared every single second. That's right, every second. This isn't just about losing trees, it's about losing an essential component of our planet's health. Then, there's the burning of fossil fuels. Coal, oil, natural gas. These are the primary sources of energy in our modern world. When we burn these fuels, we release vast amounts of carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases into the atmosphere. These gases trap heat, gradually raising the Earth's temperature, a phenomenon we call global warming. And it doesn't stop there. Our industries, our vehicles, our power plants, they all contribute to the increased carbon dioxide emissions. We've become a society heavily reliant on convenience, often overlooking the environmental cost. We've been living in an age of take, make, waste, where resources are extracted, used briefly, and then discarded. This linear economy not only depletes resources but also creates harmful waste that pollutes our environments. Our disposable culture is a significant driver of climate change and environmental destruction. And it's not just the tangible actions. The decisions we make, the policies we support, the companies we patronize, they all have a role in shaping our planet's future. Our collective choices have led us down this path, but they can also lead us towards a more sustainable future. The harsh reality is, we are the accelerants of climate change. The Earth, our only home, is bearing the brunt of our actions. We've pushed our planet to its limits, and now it's crying out for help. Remember, these aren't just abstract concepts or distant threats. These are real, tangible problems that are happening right now, and they're escalating at an unprecedented rate. Our actions have consequences, and the Earth is paying the price. Scene script. Have you ever thought about who suffers the most from our actions? As we move comfortably through our daily lives, there is a world out there silently battling the consequences of our actions. The inhabitants of this world are the wildlife, the innocent bystanders of our relentless pursuit of progress and convenience. Climate change is not just a human crisis. It's a crisis that extends to every corner of our planet, affecting the most innocent of all, wildlife. Our actions have triggered a domino effect, leading to habitat loss and species extinction at a scale that is both alarming and heartbreaking. Imagine the polar bear, a majestic creature that reigns supreme in the Arctic. Now picture it stranded on a shrinking ice floe, its hunting grounds disappearing before its very eyes. This is not a scene from a dystopian movie. It's happening right now as we speak, due to the rapid melting of polar ice caps caused by global warming. Take a moment to think about the orangutans in the lush rainforests of Borneo and Sumatra. These intelligent creatures share nearly 98% of our DNA, yet they are losing their homes at an alarming rate. The reason? Our insatiable demand for palm oil, leading to rampant deforestation. And it's not just the charismatic megafauna that's at risk. Countless insects, birds, reptiles, and plants are also on the brink of extinction. Each of these silent victims plays a crucial role in the complex web of life. Their loss would not just mean a less diverse and colorful world, but a less stable one. This is not just about preserving nature for nature's sake. It's about preserving the intricate balance of life on Earth. Our survival is intertwined with theirs. We are not separate from nature, we are a part of it. Every species lost is a thread pulled from the tapestry of life. Each disappearance sends ripples through ecosystems, affecting countless other species, including us. These silent victims bear the brunt of our mistakes. It's high time we recognize this and act to preserve the only home we and they have ever known. The numbers don't lie, and they paint a grim picture. Let's talk facts. The world has already warmed by approximately 1.1 degrees Celsius since the pre-industrial era. Yes, you heard that right. And most of this warming has occurred in the last 40 years. This warming is not evenly distributed. The Arctic is heating up twice as fast as the global average. This rapid warming is leading to the melting of the polar ice caps at an alarming rate. To put it into perspective, if the current trend continues, we could see ice-free summers in the Arctic within a few decades. The sea levels are also rising. Over the past century, the global sea level has risen by about 8 inches. But the rate of sea level rise has nearly doubled in the last 2 decades. If the current rate continues, many coastal cities could be underwater by the end of this century. What about the carbon dioxide levels in our atmosphere? They are the highest they've been in 800,000 years. The concentration of carbon dioxide in our atmosphere is now over 400 parts per million and shows no sign of slowing down. And the consequences? They're already here. Extreme weather events have become more frequent and intense. From scorching heat waves to devastating floods and wildfires, we are witnessing the impacts of climate change right now. The global temperature could rise by another 1.5 to 4.5 degrees Celsius by the end of this century if we continue on our current path. This may not sound like much, but even a small increase in the global temperature can have catastrophic effects on our planet. These are not just predictions, they are the hard facts based on decades of scientific research. So where does this leave us? Well, the reality is, we are standing at the precipice of a climate catastrophe, and the clock is ticking. The longer we wait, the harder it will be to turn things around. The evidence is clear. We are running out of time. But it's not too late to make a change. You see, change starts on a personal level. It starts with you and me. It begins with understanding the impact of our actions and making more conscious decisions. Little things like turning off the lights when you leave a room or taking shorter showers can start to add up. Consider the food on your plate. Did you know that the meat and dairy industry contributes significantly to greenhouse gas emissions? By reducing our consumption of these products, we can directly lessen our carbon footprint. Opt for plant-based meals more often, and you'll be helping the planet. Now think about how you travel. Cars, especially those running on fossil fuels, are major contributors to air pollution. Whenever possible, opt for public transport, biking, or walking. Not only is it good for the planet, but it's also better for your health. If you must drive, consider making your next vehicle an electric one. Recycling is another key step towards sustainable living. It's not just about throwing your cans and bottles into the right bin, it's about buying less. And when you must buy, choosing items with less packaging. It's about reusing and repurposing. And when you can't do that, it's about recycling responsibly. And what about your energy consumption? Renewable energy is the way of the future. If you have the capability, consider installing solar panels on your home. Even if you can't, you can still choose energy providers that prioritize renewable sources. We can also make an impact through our votes and our wallets. Support companies that prioritize sustainability and politicians who understand and act on the urgency of climate change. Every action counts, no matter how small it may seem. We need to shift our mindset from convenience to conservation, from consumption to preservation. Remember, this is our home. It's the only one we've got. We are the stewards of this beautiful, diverse, and fragile planet. We owe it to ourselves, to the countless species we share it with, and to future generations to take care of it. It's time to take responsibility. The Earth is in your hands.